everybody, welcome back to Mixing Music Analog and mixingmusicanalog.com and here on our YouTube channel. And today we have something pretty special. We got a couple of boxes here and Dave's up from New York. And we thought, well, if he's coming all the way up from New York, maybe he wants to do an unboxing with me. So we got two boxes here from our good buddies over at Audioscape. So we're going to unbox the units, take a look at them, give you our first impression of their of how they package their stuff, what the units look like, the build quality, and that kind of stuff. And then in a follow-up video, once we get everything racked up, we'll probably do a full-on demo of the units themselves. So before we start unboxing here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give us a thumbs up, and share the video because it really does help us. And if you want to watch the previous Audioscape gear demos and unboxings, check the link in the description box below because we have the V-Comp and the Compressor are both there as well, and you can check out those videos. So we're ready to do some unboxing, I suppose? Let's cut a box open. So Dave's going to cut. I've done enough of these, so Dave's never done one, so he's going to do one. So
you want to start with the reverb?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with the reverb.
So this is our, and then what we'll do is I'll get the iPhone out once he opens the box.
All right.
And we'll shoot it up close and kind of show you the packaging. Now, the thing about Audioscape is, at least the last two units that I unboxed, they do a really good job packaging their stuff. They remind me a lot of the way UA packs their stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of foam, a lot of paper, nothing slides around.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so I'll shoot this again. And you guys have seen this before, but here we go.
Got a big thing of paper. You got the big card with all the features and stuff on it. We got ourselves an Audioscape XL305R reverb unit.
Cool, and you can see there's a foam, and they give you a little cozy for your drink.
Drink cozy, got a sticker.
So yeah, they do a really good job here. This thing doesn't slide around. It's not going to move around.
That thing is in there.
Really
Power
cool.
cord. Oh, they sent you a, okay, that's a 5-pin XLR power supply. That's a heavy-duty power supply.
Right, so they probably have a big external power supply as opposed to an internal one.
All right, so out you come.
Get rid of the box.
Throw the box on there. All right, that is a 2-rack space unit.
It is 2-rack. Okay, we weren't sure if it was 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, we were not 100% sure.
So this is their brand new analog reverb. It's a spring reverb unit.
Yeah, it's a dual spring reverb.
Yeah,
it's a 2-channel.
Yeah, so we're going to be using
2-channel spring reverb, and supposedly there's 2 spring units per channel in there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on in there, and it's definitely not like a guitar-oriented springy spring reverb. It's more of a universal that you can do a lot of things with it.
Yeah, so our plan is to put it on our auxes on the SSL so we can route each channel to it. Kind of like you would use something like, Sunset Sound by IK Multimedia, like a plugin where you kind of send everything into a space.
Yeah, it's got good weight to it. It weighs probably a good 6 or 7 pounds.
Let me, let's want to put it on the front here. I'll shoot the front of the video here so they can kind of see the unit. So,
so we got...
This is the XL305R.
Input knob, mix knob, 150 hertz, 600 hertz, 2 kilohertz, and 6 kilohertz tone control knobs with center detent on every one of them.
So you can EQ
the reverb. Yep. It's got a wet or a parallel knob.
Cool.
So I would imagining without opening the manual that going to the wet knob takes the mix knob out and goes 100% wet.
Right.
Mono drive, mono return. Interesting. What the heck? There's something on the back then.
Yep.
Big heavy duty power switch.
Yep.
Dual LEDs for left and right. And then on the back of the unit, it's left and right input and output, and then the power supply input. Pretty standard stuff.
Okay, so it's an internal power supply. So there's no brick.
Yeah.
Right?
No, there is a brick over here.
There is. Oh,
There's
okay. It's a big brick. What's this?
Do not know. That's just it's threaded, so that's got to be something that would thread into that. We'll have to check the manual to see.
Yeah, I'll have to see about that. Yeah.
But that's some kind of a threaded. That's kind of a threaded input. So there's one on each side.
Yeah, interesting.
What I'm seeing is the mono drive, mono return.
Yep.
I have a feeling that is cascading both channels into each other.
Okay. Yep.
So we're gonna have to look into that a little more. But without opening the manual,
There we go.
I'm thinking that mono send and return is going to cascade the 2 channels into one thing, so you've got both channels running run reverb. That could be
So like a mono reverb.
yeah,
So you can
with all 4 tanks running.
Nice.
That would be
That might be cool.
Insane, man.
That'll be cool. So yeah, so it's got some pretty good weight to it.
Yeah,
it does.
It's a hefty little unit.
Yeah, that's the thing about their units. And again, we can't see inside of it.
And I'm not going to open it.
But that's one of the things about their stuff, even with the V-Comp and with the LA or the Opto compressor, is their stuff is very really heavy duty grade. Even these knobs here feel, they're nice and rubberized coating, but they feel hefty. They don't feel cheap or.
Yeah, he's not using low grade componentry in this. He's using heavy. He's using top line industrial grade componentry in these things.
So this just came out within the last month. We're in December now, 2021, depending on when you're watching this video. I think these came out in late October or early Halloween. Actually, is when the first shipment went out.
Yep.
So again, the thing about Audioscape, like with all their stuff, you got to check their website for availability. I'll put the link in the description box below. They release their new products usually twice a week. You want to follow them on their Facebook page and their Instagram page because that's when they'll tell you what they have in stock for that particular week, because everything is one at a time, hand-built. They only make a handful of their units a week. So maybe because this is brand new and is supposedly in popular demand, they'll make 3 or 4 of these in a week, and that's it. And you have to jump on it, first come, first serve, buy it, and that's it. And that's like that for all of their stuff, not just this.
Yep.
So that's the thing about Audioscape. They're all hand done, one at a time. They're not mass production stuff. So if you want something, you can always email them through their website. And if something is out of stock, they can tell you when that next unit will be purchased.
Plus, he isn't compromising when he sources his components either.
No.
So if something's not available, he's just not building it.
Yeah, exactly. So you can also, I'll put in the description box that I did an interview with him about a month or so ago, and we talked about the way he sources components, the way they build their stuff. You can check out that interview with Chris on the website, the owner of Audioscape. Really cool guy, and he was really generous and sent me this unit so we could demo it. So as full disclosure, we didn't pay for this unit. The next unit we paid for. This one we did not. But we're going to demo it, and we're going to bring that to you in another video. So that's the Reverb unit. So you want to do the next one there? So the next one's going to be really cool.
This one is something that we've both wanted in the studio. Pretty much since we started it. And we were going to buy a rack unit of these instead, but we got these for the 500 unit.
Yeah, these are 500 series racks, and again, talking about he doesn't build stuff unless he gets the right components. These have been unavailable for months because he couldn't get the transformers. They were on back order. They finally came in, and he built us a couple of these, so these are really cool.
So what we have here is we have a pair of 500 rack LA3A mono units.
So these are, so
these are mono LA3As, pair of them for the 500 rack.
And I'll take photos of these and insert these on the in the thing. Again, same thing. You get the nice cards with all the features and the specs.
And again, just the weight of this thing, even for a little 500 unit, this thing is really hefty. Yeah. Yeah, this thing is very, very heavy.
So we have 5 open spaces in our West Audio 500 series rack, so I wanted to fill them. So what better way than a pair of LA3As, or what they call the VA. The V3A, V3A, which is an LA3A.
Yeah, so this is actually a very busy little faceplate on this thing.
Wow,
They've got a lot going on here.
Let's take a shot of this. Okay, so there it is.
They got a lot going on here with a bypass button on top, your gain button. You got the comp limit selector, stereo adjust. There's a 4 dB gain reduction. There's a high frequency bypass. That's your compression threshold knob, and a stereo link.
So you can link them together.
So you can link them together, because then on the back, which all it has is it has that to go into the rack. So I would imagine that if you put 2 of these in the rack, they're going to see each other.
Yeah, in the rack there's a way to link them if you want to.
You link them in the rack, and then you stereo link them.
And on the website, and there's a picture of this on their website too, where you could see the guts of this thing. And again, you'll see the 2 big transformers that are here.
Yeah, and you can feel the transformers.
Yeah, again, this thing is, you know, if I'll leave again, go to their website. You can see the full high-res pictures of the inside of one of these units. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that gain reduction meter is, you know, it's small, but he made that gain reduction meter as big as he could.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's a good size. You'll be able to see that. You don't have to be right on top of it to see that. So
yeah, that's cool.
So we ordered 2 of them.
Yeah, that is really heavy.
That for a little 500 rack unit.
Oh,
that thing is
and it
heavy.
says you can remove this. You can remove this side panel for proper fit. Oh, so it wants you to take this panel off.
Yeah, if you need if it's interfering because you feel it projects a little bit above the faceplate.
So depending on how tight your slots
depending
are.
on how tight your slots are. But there's a little bit of give on this side.
If we're allowed to do that, I'm taking this thing off, and we're going to show them exactly what the inside of that looks like.
Grab yourself a.
Yeah.
You grab yourself a Phillips screwdriver.
I have one over here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You grab yourself a Phillips screwdriver. I'll unbox the other one.
Oh yeah, we're going to take it apart.
Yep.
He says we're supposed to take it apart.
Yeah. Yeah. We did not ask him to give us these. We flat out we're paying you for these.
No, we bought these.
We're not asking for anything free here. Okay.
No. We bought these. He's been really generous and very cool up to this point with us. So I've been wanting these for a while. So we said we're just going to buy them.
Yep.
And yeah, so these have been on back order for months because he couldn't get the transformers with the supply chain issues that are going on in the world these days. And so he finally got them in and said, I got them.
We bought them.
I said, send me the invoice. And so
we got 2 of them.
Let's see what this is going to look like on the inside. But I'll bet you I saw the pictures online. I mean, you can tell. And you could just feel the weight of these.
You feel how heavy this thing is. Just how heavy this is.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
look at that,
wow.
dude. All right, so let me get the camera for these guys.
How many?
Let me see. So here's the inside of a V3A.
He's got 2 transformers there. He's got, I'm not going to start moving wires around, but there are very, very big heavy-duty capacitors in there.
See it?
Yep. That board takes up the whole unit. You know? That board takes up the whole unit. And there may be a 3rd transformer in there, because that's probably a transformer too.
Well, isn't that an optocell of some kind?
Oh, it could be the optocell. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about it. It's an opto unit. So that's your optocell, your input and your output transformers.
Yeah, look at this. As even on the board there, as LA3A.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep, ASLA3A5 revision 2.
So you could just see the craftsmanship of this stuff.
Especially because they're hand making these. This is not a machine-made board. These guys are populating that board and soldering those things together themselves.
Yeah, so these were the things that were out of stock.
Yeah, these were the things he couldn't get a hold of.
So there it is. That's the inside of one of those units. And again, it's a hefty unit, that's for sure.
Yep.
So pretty impressive. Good build quality, good packaging quality, as always, by Audioscape.
And if it's up to Audioscape standards, it's going to sound amazing.
Yeah, go watch the V-Comp and the Opto Compressor reviews. I mean, so far, everything that we've tested has been really high quality, sounds really great.
Yeah.
And their prices, again, are pretty reasonable. I mean, I think these are $799 for one of these, which for a 500... For a 500 series compressor, that's...
Yeah, for a 500 series, anything less than $1,000 is a pretty good bargain, especially being that well made.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. And the Reverb unit, I think, new is just under $2,000.
Yeah.
Which, again, if you buy, usually... And this is an analog. This is not a digital reverb. This is an analog unit.
Yeah, there are actual spring tanks inside that unit.
Right. So for, again, seems like pretty good value for what compared to what you would buy other companies. And I don't know anyone that's making a hardware spring reverb analog unit.
Not stereo either.
No.
You know? I mean,
everything you find is digital.
Yeah. I mean, like I know, like with the Ecstasy that we have in there, you can actually buy spring tanks. Mm-hmm. And Radial actually makes a tank driver module for a 500 rack. You just go buy the spring tank and plug it into that, and you have a spring reverb.
Oh wow, okay.
But this is a four tank stereo spring reverb unit, 2 rack unit. For less than $2,000, it's still it's pretty damn good.
And it's unique. It's got its own. It's going to have, I would
Yep.
imagine, its own unique sound to it. So that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do now is we're going to rack this up. We're going to try to get all this working. We've already got the rack and the patch bay already pre-done.
Yeah.
The last time we were together.
Yeah, this is ready to plug in.
So this is pretty much plug and play. The only thing, the LA3s will be easy to figure out, but we got to figure out the stereo auxes, and we got a session, and we'll run some audio, and once we get a chance to play with this stuff a bit, there'll be a follow-up video where you guys will hear all the sound examples. So, thank you so much for checking out our quick unboxing video. Again, all the links will be in the description box below to check out Audioscape, all their different stuff, the review videos that we've done so far, as well as the interview that I did with Chris Yetter, the owner of Audioscape. If you're in the market for some high-quality analog stuff for your home studio or project studio, at least give them a look, check them out, and make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook so you know when their sales are coming up as far as what is available and when it's available, because you just can't buy the stuff at any time, you know, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so,
it's too bad, yeah.
So that's it for now. So thanks so much for watching us here at Mixing Music Analog. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.
Peace.
Take care.